the first of times, as we have seen in the pages of flesh, the pages of vellum, and the parchment of memory, passed from one lore-keeper to another, down through the staircases of time, there was a paradise now undreamed of. The lush and vibrant life wandered the range of that Eden, untested and barely confined to that which was named Eden. Within dwelled Cain and Abel, the mother Eve and father Adam. They knew not hunger nor sorrow, and all of these things are true to the heritage of Cain, to we who walk in the shadow of the mark of Cain. It was the coming to know loneliness that drove the first murderer to make a sin of his blood and give that sin to others. It was the realization of sorrow, of the emptiness and want, that drove our Father to kill his own flesh and blood. It was sorrow that burned like ash in a brand, scarring his soul and raising in him the rebellion that would be and is his strength, and the curse of his line. You have all known want. In life you have wanted for sustenance, the taste of the flesh of animals, and the thirst for the milk of their bodies. In breathing days you wanted for the comforts of the flesh of your fellows, to fill their warm places, envelop your anxious need, and to push urgently into one another. Such was Cain's first failing, for in those days when mankind was few, the wives of men were their sisters as well. Cain was born first among all, but alongside his twin sister Awan. Abel was born the second son, and then to Eve was born Achliah. As these children of Adam grew, so too were they taught to be husband and wife, to take to one another in the covenant with the Almighty. But as was, is, and will always be, want knows most strength when want is beyond reach. Cain was not satisfied with his sister Awan, though he loved her fiercely. He did not want her. It was his younger sister Achliah for whom his body yearned. Abel was not blind to this want, and with anger and confusion in their youth they quarreled. But violence was unknown to them, and so they turned to their father for his wisdom. Father, said Cain to Adam, we both have want of Achliah, but I am firstborn. Should I not have the right to choose? Father, countered Abel, we are all made to serve the Lord, and in you the Lord has laid his trust. You have decreed that we must marry our sisters, as you have said, and to which sister we marry. If Cain cannot abide by your decision, despite the trust in you the Lord has placed, how can he then be worthy of our sister's love? Adam was taken aback by this quarrel, and furrowed his brow. After contemplating the sound of cooing birds, it was the silence that followed that bade him answer. My sons, in you I have love, but it is in the wisdom of God that I have trust. Make of you your offerings, the first part of all your joy, and that which pleases the Lord most will have the hand of Achliah. Cain, firstborn of all, gathered the tender shoots, the brightest fruits, and the sweetest grass to lay before the altar. Abel, the second-born, slaughtered the youngest, the strongest, and the sweetest of his flock, and laid the flesh to flame at the altar of the Lord. The sacrifice of Abel smelled sweet to the one above, and Abel was blessed. But Cain was struck from beyond by a harsh word and a curse. His bloodless sacrifice was unworthy. The judgment of God rendered, Cain married Awan, and Abel took to wife Achliah. But the want was there, burning within Cain. As time passed, the brothers fathered children of their own, but still it gnawed upon Cain that he had been denied his choice of brides. He knew that as firstborn it was his right, and he came to know that many wives could be his. He spoke again, fury barely kept from his voice, before his father and his brother. Abel was indignant, poised as he was in his faith. Adam was perplexed, but firm, as always in his resolve. Sacrifice again, my sons, upon the altar of God, the first parts of your joy. If God receives your offering, you will know whether or not it is his will that you take the brides you seek. The time of sacrifice had come again, and so it was that Abel laid the sweetest, strongest, and finest of his flock to the altar table. He put a brand to the bodies of foal and lamb, and a blood-rich aroma filled the air with smoke. Yet Cain had contemplated his sacrifice. Bloodless shoots and grasses had earned him no favor, and aside from his sister-wife, he loved his brother more than any other. As Abel finished his work, he turned to look at Cain, who stood with his sharp things that he used to till the earth. Why do you not bring forth your offerings, brother? Cain cried tears of sorrow as he answered, But I have. With those sharp things he slit the throat of the first part of his joy, his brother Abel. As he laid the body before the altar and set a fire in his brother's flesh, the blood smelled sweetly as it burned. Adam came upon the sight and recoiled in horror. "Cursed are you, Caine, my firstborn. Cursed are you who have killed your brother. As I was cast out, so shall you be." And so it was that Caine was exiled into the darkness, east of Eden, into the land of Nod.